guys, can you take a seat, please? I'm going to start.
Very serious.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming to our weekly meeting. Nice to see new faces and old ones, very old ones there. Yeah, no. Anyways, without further ado, I wanted to introduce our speaker for tonight, Ksenia Tkacheva. She's the founder of Wishwant, and she wants to revolutionize gift giving. And her website called Wishwant, and I wanted to introduce her. So, a round of applause for her. So, this meeting will be quite different because you don't normally see me here, but we wanted to experiment a bit and ask her questions so it gets more interactive. If any of you guys know if you wanted to ask a question, please tweet us at Anglia Enterprise on Twitter, on Anglia Enterprise, so we can read your questions. Otherwise, you should just can raise your hand and ask a question, but it would be more convenient for us to, in continuity reasons, just to just tweet. Today we're going to have taking photographs and video, so any of you are worried about that, please do let me know. The exit is here, or those two windows, whichever way you prefer. So anyways, this is the video, this is Wishwant.
I'm always struggling to find the right gifts. I never know what to get, whether it's Mother's Day, birthdays, my brother's graduation, or like today, celebrating my sister's new job. 9 times out of 10, I get it wrong, so I just end up getting a gift receipt. Well, now there's something here to help, wishwant.co.uk. Wishwant.co.uk is a site that takes exceptional products from across the UK and offers you the chance to give a thoughtful gift. Wishwant makes gift giving more exciting, personal, and rules out the option of ever giving a bad gift again. Putting together the catalogue is almost as fun as receiving the gift itself. All I need to do is click Create a Gift, pick a price point I want to pay, and then choose 12 products I know she'll love and put them into a personalised gift book. I can customise my gift book by choosing a cover or adding a personalised message. Then all I need to do is email it to her, or if I want, I can give it in person in a beautifully presented Wishwant envelope. It's perfect. It ensures the person receiving the gift gets something they truly want, but that's still been chosen by you. All she has to do is redeem the gift she wants on the website. This time my sister won't have that disappointed look. Wishwant really has reinvented gift giving.
So this is Wishwant.
Okay. Thank you. Can I go now?
Yeah, you can go now. We're all just here to see the video. This is what she does. She creates a booklet, and you can give it to someone, send it to someone, and they can choose the gift themselves. So I'll just, if you can pass it on. Sadly, we have only one booklet for all of us, so we have to share. Anyways, let me ask you. Tell us more about your background, where you came from, what you studied.
Oh gosh, just to let you know, I don't know questions he's going to ask me, so I'm not prepared. Originally, I'm from Russia. I came to UK when I was 15. Went to university, studied hospitality and tourism. Worked in a hotel, worked in the restaurants. Realized I hated every minute of it, so I kind of quit my job. And applied to work for notonahighstreet.com. I don't know if anyone know Not on a High Street, but it's kind of one of the big UK gift websites. And then Wishwant idea came up, and I was like, then I quit Not on a High Street and concentrated on the Wishwant full time.
That's great. What was the idea? Where did you get the inspiration to get this website going? Where was the idea came from?
To be honest, I'm not sure. It's kind of, I can't remember. It was just, I think I was just had it in my head, and because when I worked in Not on a High Street, you have lots of random people calling, asking, oh, can you help me like pick a gift for my mom or pick a gift for my dad? I was like, well, I don't know your dad. I can't pick a gift. So it's kind of, they don't want to gift a money or gift card, but they also at the same time they don't want to look unthoughtful. So they want to give something, but they don't know what to get. So I thought, well, if there will be an option like a nice version of a catalog or something.
And you said a lot of people don't actually get your idea, or even though from the video, I just wanted to ask the audience if any of you got the idea of it, or did you get the message? Was it pretty clear, or was it a little bit fuzzy? Anybody has like questions, maybe?
Actually, I checked home, and what I got the website is very simple and very clear.
Okay.
Very straightforward.
That's good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you decided to become your own boss. Why?
Well, I think it's just, again, I think everyone should do whatever makes them happy. For me, working for someone else, I wasn't enjoying myself. So I was I always knew I wanted to have more responsibility, but when you work for a big company, it just takes time. You will get there when you have a responsibility, but you won't have it instantly. And I'm quite impatient, so I wanted to get like straight away.
Yeah.
And then, but then you just have to decide if you, whatever makes you happy, if you're happy to work for someone else and just progress is absolutely fine.
We have quite a question, believe it or not, from our events director, Yanis. He works in retail industry in Russia as well,
awesome.
In Moscow. So he asked, are you thinking about expanding your business to Russia at some point? It
is online business, so you always have to think globally, because otherwise it wouldn't be attractive for an investment or for growth purposes. But Russia, it wouldn't be as popular at this stage, just because majority of Russian people would know, we do have issue with postage, and we do have, it might take time for booklet to get delivered, or items might get lost. So for us, we want to concentrate in the UK, then hopefully expand to Germany, because they're second biggest online shoppers in Europe. And then you can expand like like France or Spain, and then States.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it will go like for the rest of the world.
Okay, to let you know, the Wishwant now works with 3 people, you including 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're programmers at the moment,
yeah, so basically, I don't know if any of you guys heard of Serious program sponsored by UKTI. So when I started Wishwant, for about 9 months, I worked on my own. So generally, I would get paid. I would pay a developer, because you can tell I can't code. So I paid the developer. But as majority of freelancers, they don't work for a long term. You get them a task and they get it done, but they don't think necessarily for a long term. So for 9 months, I worked on my own, but then it kind of gets to a point where it's really hard to put all your salary just towards one project, because like you can't go shopping, you can't do anything. You just like, oh, here's my like £2,000, and now I have to spend all of it. Yeah.
But, and then you got the funding from the.
Yeah. So I had 2 options. I had an offer from UKTI, which is Serious program. They sponsor. Basically, they don't take any equity. They give you office space for the year. They put you into accelerator.
So it's just like an angel investment.
In a way, it's just government support fund.
Government support.
So it's not.
Is it open for everybody to apply?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, there has to be a foreign national in your team, because the idea of this program is to support visas and to bring foreign talent into the UK. So you would have, unfortunately, as far as I know, it can't be like 3 British guys.
That is actually perfect, because all of our students are international, so that will not be a problem.
So it's ideal. I found this as a really good opportunity to like bring foreign talent into UK, And then second offer I had from, it was venture capitalist. They offered me 2,500.
2,500 pounds.
No, 250,000 pounds. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
So I had this offer, but they wanted like 25% equity straight away. So I thought, well, I would rather wait for another year. Got the government fund.
So basically, initially they were offering you in 1 million, but 25%. So they were valuing your company.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
1 million. Yeah, that's pretty good. But at that point, it was just an idea, right? Or
Yeah.
was it?
No,
nothing was it.
It was no. I had like a basic prototype of the website, but that's why they took so high percentage, because I didn't validate it, so I didn't have any customers. So they were willing to put 250,000 into my company without me validating the idea. But I thought I would rather validate it first and then go for funding later on.
Okay, we have another Twitter question from the same guy. I think he's spamming me. Anyways, Paul's sister will celebrate her birthday next week. Does he has the possibility to send a Wishwant gift directly to Germany?
Of course.
That's good. Okay, good job, Paul. Sorry you do that. The next
Just for
question
you.
following that one, does he get a discount?
Yeah, no. For us, we in this stage, we actually we currently don't ship in Europe, but we had lots of people asking, because lots of people, for some reason, like live in around. They would we had an order to, if I'm not mistaken, Barcelona. So for us, we know we have to, because there's lots of demand for it. So if your sister or if your brother lives abroad, it makes sense. And you can actually send electronic version as well. So you don't have to print an actual book. You can send the online version and she gets the same experience, and then product gets delivered directly.
One more question from Yanis. He's asking the previous one to talk about the funding. Where did you apply for funding? We all already know this. But how much was the initial funding round? Yes.
For VC or?
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so you said you denied the 250,000 pound funding for 25% equity. What was your starting capital of the, what was the starting capital you built a prototype with to go to the next step?
Just my personal funds, you mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, you came up with an idea,
yeah,
right? And then at some point you need to invest money in it.
Yeah,
and
so essentially I spend lots of money. I spend about, I mean, it's even embarrassing. I spend about 5 or 6 grand unnecessarily, but it was all my money. As I said, I was working. After I didn't go shopping, I didn't go to restaurants. But it's absolutely, I think in a way it was my mistake, because I didn't go, I didn't look for a technical guy. But if you think about that, imagine the person who doesn't know anything about starting a company, like nothing at all. You don't know where to start, and then whether you like it or not, it comes. It just takes time. So for me, if you take me and put me like in the start of my company, I would do it like very different. Yes. But it just takes time to get this knowledge.
That's true, yeah. So following that question, what was your profession? What's your bachelor degree?
Hospitality and tourism.
Hospitality and tourism, and decided to. That's the question, you know.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you went from hospitality management to business?
It wasn't even like a decision. You just
you have to be very brave in order to like do it, because you didn't have any business background.
In the hospitality you do get like business management and business studies. Okay. It's just more concentrated. All your case studies would be hospitality related, but majority of it's very similar to a business.
Managerial. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So it's very similar to a business course.
Okay, that's good. Let me ask you a question on you said 250,000 pounds.
Yes.
And what was like to refuse that money? Say that, no, okay, even 25%, I'm not going to give it to you because...
No, I was freaking out. No, because it was nice, because it's actually funny enough. It happened in one day. I had an offer from VC and I had an offer from UKTI. And
So they're both offering you.
Yeah, in a
very special place to be in.
Yeah, and for me, I actually really like the VC guys who wanted to invest in me. I just like a personal connection. You just like really, they were really nice people, and for me, it was harder to say no just because I really liked them, and I could see we could work together. But I think it was just I wanted to enjoy it more. I mean, because when you sign VC contract, you essentially, they're not employing you, but majority of your responsibility is taking out, because every single decision you make for like down the line, you would have to validate with them, which makes sense. But for me, I just want to enjoy it, and I wanted to play with it, and I was like,
Did you ask your mom? Okay, it was like calling your mom or dad and saying, okay, this guy is offering me $250,000, or I can do this government funding, which is only for 1 year, I believe?
Yeah.
And it will end, I don't know. So did you actually call and advise somebody?
I did, but I kind of already made my decision. It was, at the end of the day, it will be your decision because it is your business. You can't wait for like your dad or your mom to say something, but
yeah,
I did ask them.
Yeah.
But
so where are we now at the Wishwant?
So currently this website will be going in 2 weeks. So for us, we tested it this Christmas, and we found out like there was lots of different things which works and which don't work. For let's say 12 products, majority of people finding it is too much. So we will have a minimum of 4 products, and then you can add more if you like. And then we'll combine the third page, when you can actually customize a book to this page. I mean, I will just send the link to everyone in 2 weeks, and you can tell me if it's better or if it's worse, because you will just say, oh no. So this kind of will be incorporated into a second page. So we'll have a much simpler 3-stage process, so we can get customers through the channel quicker.
Another question from Twitter.
From the same person? No?
Same person, yeah. How do I pay for a Wishwant gift catalog, as I have seen gifts valid in different price categories? Is shipping included?
Yes, shipping is included, but essentially all you do, you pick a price point, how much you're willing to spend, and then you have 2 options. You can buy individual item, or you can create a book. But what we concentrate mainly is on giving this choice, because if you want to buy an individual product and you know what to get, just go on Amazon. Is always cheaper and it's next day delivery. So for us, we don't want to compete on like price wise, because it's not our unique selling point. Our unique selling point is actual experience of creating a catalog and giving a choice, which makes it like thoughtful. And
your gifts were actually pretty well thought, and because there was one, was it 150 or something? There was a jug of Nutella or something big. Oh
no, it was Tabasco. I think I removed it. I think it was 100
that
pounds.
was my favorite. Yeah, we had like a big bottle of Tabasco, and I was yes, this is what I'm gonna get.
No, anyways, what we do now, we currently partnering with Experience as well as charities. So let's say when you want to send, let's say, imagine your sister is in London, and once she received this book, she can choose between, oh, do I want this ring, or do I want a parachute jump, or do I want to give my money to a charity? So you combine all these options for her. And what we're actually thinking to incorporate is you can add a note why you chose this gift for her. So you can say, well, I know how much you like drinking, or I don't know, and you can say, I chose this because I remember this time in Mexico. So you kind of relate a gift to a reason why you chose it. So it makes it more like for mom to go, oh, he remembers, or something like this.
Okay, I'm just going to ask a very trivial question. What is the worst thing about being an entrepreneur? 5, as much as you can. What is the worst thing about being an entrepreneur?
I think for me it's just the beginning. I mean, now I enjoy myself completely because I have a steady income. It's like you go to a regular job, but you're still getting like what you like.
Yeah.
So the worst thing is actually getting through the beginning, because for me, I didn't enjoy it. It was too, not too hard, but it was too frustrating because you had to invest your own money into something you don't know if it's going to work or not.
How much money did you invest before you actually get funding?
Like 5-6 grand, so around that. But still, it was money you work for. It's kind of like, not fancying in spending. And then secondly, you still have to do things which you don't enjoy. So for us, we have to write every single description of the product. So today, because we're rebuilding the website and we have new partners, today I had to write about 70 descriptions. And it's not particularly something I enjoy writing about, but it's something which needs to be done. So you kind of have to do...
How do you see the description?
Oh, no, it's because we currently turned it off, but on a new website you will have it.
Oh, okay.
Because it was just distracting.
Because there was like a button, so...
Before you had, but now...
Yeah. So, you told me about the Christmas, and you made a big marketing campaign, and also the PR, which is quite... I think it would be very interesting for these people, for us to learn the PR, how to do marketing for these websites and stuff.
Oh, so marketing is very tricky, especially for not a marketing person. If you know any marketing guys, please refer them to me, because I would like to speak to them. Yeah, but marketing is very tricky. You have to find what works for you and what doesn't. But by the time you find it, you spend like lots of money and lots of time. So you can spend hours doing Google pay-per-click or Twitter or Facebook, and then you actually find out that the only thing works for you is Instagram, and you haven't spent enough time doing it. Yeah. So I'll be honest, we haven't found what works for us yet, because we had like customer from pay-per-click, we had a customer from Facebook, we had a customer from Twitter. So we're still in the process of finding out what is the best marketing channel. But regarding the PR, it's quite a funny story, because for Christmas we wanted to get like maybe into a magazine or some publications, and we started approaching them in beginning of November. Did anyone know when the magazines go for print for Christmas? So let's say Vogue. When did they go for print? August?
September, maybe earlier.
July. So you were close. But for me, it was so frustrating, because I had no idea that if you want to be in a Christmas guide in Cosmopolitan or Vogue, you have to contact them now. So they would print for you in July, and then you'd be in a print in Christmas. So it's lots of planning in terms of PR and marketing. But yeah, for me, it was just like, why would you need to print them like 6 months?
You don't have a guy for marketing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's an internship opportunity here. So yeah. Anyways, we have one more Twitter question.
Okay.
Same guy, usual, in the blue shirt. How are you sourcing products, and do you have them on stock? And the second question is, does the Wishwant booklet expire at any point?
Currently, no, but we need to. We'll have expiry dates between 3 to 4 months, just because at some point they need to expire, but we just haven't done it in this stage. We don't hold any products in stock. It's a marketplace, but we handpick products, so not everyone can come and join. So it's very similar to Not on the High Street, but it's different in the way that we still filter who we partner.
Okay, so another question here: how do you guarantee that the product I printed in the Wishwant booklet I would give to Paul's sister, that it's still that I'm still able to get it 4 months later?
Because we partner with the people, and I started in the wrong way. Basically, the guys we partner, we sell their best sellers, who are majority of them will be in stock. I mean, there will be always a time where there will be 1 or 2 people who go bankrupt or something, but they can actually monitor and they can update it on the website directly. And what we want to do in the long term, not long term, but once the new website, if something goes out of stock, it will be switched automatically for a best like alternative, or if they want, they can always like wait for another couple of weeks, because some of the items are actually made to order. So in the book, it will say 2 to 3 weeks, please allow.
Oh, so you have basically two customer interfaces: the interface for the buyer and the interface for the one who
exactly.
I see.
So it's two. Yeah, you can redeem and you can create.
Okay. So the products you offer, do you approach the seller by themselves, or are they contacting you now?
It's both ways. I mean, I had 2 sellers contacting us today and say, "Oh, we really like your idea. Can we partner?" I voiced it.
Yeah. Or if you remember the Dr. Wilkinson last semester we had in December, we had a partner from Aduna. They produce baobab and moringa. So baobab is a tree that grows in Africa, and it's full of vitamins, iron, everything you can think of. It makes the skin glow and makes you taller. Like it's
really?
It's really anyways, it's and they are definitely in here as well.
Yeah, so we approached them, but I just kind of saw on your website. I was like, oh, it's a small world.
Yeah, we got the first.
No, but it's UK is not that big, so it's quite. I mean, it is a small country, and there is not that many suppliers. I mean, there's a lot, but about, let's say, 5,000. Is it a lot or not? Small businesses. So it's manageable to contact them, but it's just a matter of you have to pick a good ones and make sure. For us, we don't want to have more than 200 at this stage. It's more than enough.
More than enough. Yeah, and you haven't finished the 10 worst things, so you started with the good things.
I can't. I can't really tell worst things, because I think, as I mentioned, it's probably just
maybe then the best things, because now you're quite successful in it.
Yeah, no, I wish.
Yeah.
No, I think good things is that I think is you get to be your own boss. So you choose what time to wake up, you choose what time to go to work. You know what needs to be done. The worst thing in comparison, that if you have a busy day, you can't just go and switch off. So it's not. Sometimes 9 to 5 is better. It depends what type of person you are, because I wake up thinking about Wishwant. I go to sleep thinking about Wishwant. I don't know. I can't even watch TV or anything, just because you're constantly working in a way. So you don't get a chance to fully relax or something.
Well, I mean, at some point these web companies, and when they develop and they become bigger and they have a lot of users, while some other companies approach and they ask you, do you want to sell the company or whatever. What is your plan with Wishwant? What do you want to do after 2 or 3 years? Maybe what is your plan where you seeing?
You mean the exiting strategy, or
basically, yeah.
Yeah, no. For me, I don't plan this far ahead, but I think if you have to be an offer, and then you would make a decision. Unless there's no offer, is no time, no reason. I don't see a reason of planning for my exiting strategy, because what I concentrate now is building actually a good product, which could be useful for customers, it could be useful for corporates, it could be useful in different ways. So for me, don't get me wrong, I never started it because of money. I never started it because I wanted to make millions. I just wanted to build something different, and I thought the idea is cool. And
so you just want to make a cool website that people usually go to. What do you see like Wishwant maybe become bigger, or what is your? Is there like requirement of theirs in the government that you have to reach a certain level?
No, essentially, government they don't. The only requirement is that your business and tax have to be based in the UK. So that's the only requirement, because potentially, if you are successful, you will create more jobs in the UK. So this is all government cares about, to create more jobs and more successful companies. So, but there's no requirements to reach certain level or anything like that.
I wanted to have a little bit commercial break here. If any of you guys entering Big Pitch and your idea is creating a website, e-commerce website or whatever, please, ask question now, because she knows she's been there, she's doing this, and she maybe even give you very good advice on it. Also, on March 4th, if you look at your list there, the Keen web hosting and mentorship, Higger is going to come, and he's also kind enough to provide us with 6 months free hosting, and followed by 1 month, £1 for each month. So
that's very cheap.
So yeah, it's very cheap. How much do you pay for your hosting?
About 17.
£17. It's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but
But what is the? Okay, you have a lot of. How much do you pay for all of the site? I mean, domains and servers and.
About 100.
About 100.
Yeah, per month.
That's cool. Does anybody have
another question?
How long did it take to create the first website you launched then?
Technically, it shouldn't take longer than 2 months. If it takes longer than 2 months, you're doing something wrong. So hence why it took me 9 months. So I was doing something wrong, and now I know what I was doing wrong. But essentially, if you want to build a decent enough website, it shouldn't take longer than 2 months, even if you're coding it. I mean, unless you're doing some sort of...
That's stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were saying that it was... what was it?
Your question. How big is your team at the moment?
3. But
Three
we,
people. Is you included, or?
Including me, so it's 3 of us full time, and then we have about 3 freelancers. They come and go, so they would work for like 1 or 2 days a week.
Are there any roles within the team, or is everybody doing basically?
So basically, we have a technical guy, so he's doing all the technical things. Then we have me and Tanya. We general business development, and we kind of split up that I do, let's say, social media this week, and then she does partners. So for us, we just mix it up sometimes, and but yeah, and she's very good, like finance and accounting, and she's quite. I'm more creative, so for me, I will enjoy photography and things like that.
Were you saying, like, on the concept of wrong things? You said that you registering your company was actually wrong for you. Was because of the funding of the government. Can you elaborate?
Oh yeah. So basically, there's I don't know. You probably never heard. I don't know if guys, any of you've heard of SCIS and EI. I can't remember. I always mix them up. Okay. So basically, it's tax relief. Which
we'll include it in the link below in the YouTube.
Yeah, I'll try to find it. So it's basically tax relief, which gives. So if you apply for funding of, let's say, 150,000 for angel investor can get 50% back from his tax, and essentially he's investing in the business and getting 50% from his tax back. So now, by the end of the tax year, you have lots of angel investors running around looking for small companies to invest in who got SCIS. I think it's SCIS. But but the only thing is, after company needs to be less than 2 years old. So SCIS valid for first 2 years of your company. After 2 years, it goes to 30%. So and for me, I think it wasn't like a massive mistake, but I registered my company on the first day I had an idea. So I was like, oh, it's a great idea. I'm going to register a company. And then I didn't have a website, didn't do anything, but you're like, oh, I want to start a business. What do? You register a company. And don't register until you actually start making money. And even if you start making money, you still have 3 months until you don't need to register a company.
Sorry, absolutely no reason. There was a question over there.
You have 2 questions. So when you provide the government funding, you said you get a free office space. Is that an office of your choice, or is it provided for you, the location?
They provided us. So when you apply for UKTI for this serious program, what they do, they place you into accelerator for 3 months. So an accelerator will have an office space. after these 3 months, majority of accelerators would provide you with funds to get your own office space. But for us, our accelerator have like their own office, and we're just using it. So, and for us, it's perfect location. We're based in, I don't know if anyone like know London well, but we're based in Old Street. So it's right very close to Google campus, about 2 minutes walk, very convenient, and it's all where Silicon Valley. Yeah.
Well, one more question.
Sorry.
And so when you got the idea, did you go out and do some type of market research to find out if your service was actually needed? And if you had a target by a specific demographic, is that how it is your main customers now, or your clients?
So
is it the target market you were looking for?
Yeah, no. So when I started, I was I've done some research. I was mainly talking to random people, as random as it could get, and I would just ask my friends if I could speak to any of their friends, if it makes sense. So they wouldn't know me directly, so it wouldn't be my friends. And everyone liked the idea, so I was like, okay, maybe there's something that like there. And for us, we didn't know our target audience until this Christmas. Because before we were like, oh, maybe his daughter will buy for their mum, or maybe it's a friend buy for a friend, or maybe it's a work colleague. But it turned out that our main target audience this Christmas was men buying for women. So it's kind of obvious, because it's like, oh, men never know what to get. But it's not obvious until you actually test it.
Did you have a preliminary research, market research, before you went to, or obviously you don't have a marketing guy, or so you didn't do it, or was there any kind of like research done prior, making the product?
As I said, I just spoke to a few people. For me, it was enough to. It's same. I always tell a story. It's like you can't really tell if people would need it. So let's say if you wear glasses and you always wore glasses and you never heard of contact lenses, and someone will come to you and say, oh, if you put this thing in your eye, it will make you like see better. Will you do that? You'll be like, no, I'm actually really happy with glasses.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to change habits.
Yeah, it's hard to change habits, and until in this case, people didn't really get the idea until they saw the website. So once you see the website and how you interact, people like customers seems to like it more in comparison to when I was trying to explain it. Lots of people were like getting slightly confused. So if you have something product-wise, so let's say Astaya, she's doing like ice cream, you can go and say, look, taste it. Do you like it?
She's going to be on next week.
Yeah, so do you like it? Would you eat it? It's easier. When it's something online, it's slightly different.
Yeah.
How many customers do you have a month?
So we have about 55 customers during Christmas. And then now it's slightly slowed, but we're not doing any marketing whatsoever.
How about Valentine's Day? Nobody used it?
No, we did. We had about like 4 or 5 orders, but for us, we didn't market it because for us, we concentrating on doing after validation. We're concentrating on making the website better and getting more partners because all these things takes time. So for us, we needed to get as many partners on board as possible. So now we have about 150 partners, I think more, but yeah, it's just unfortunately, nothing happens in a day. So for us, we need to do step by step, but in about 3-4 weeks, we're gonna purely concentrate on sales. So if I come back in 5 months, I'll tell you more about how it goes in terms of...
Sadly, I will not be here, so people will not be here. I was thinking about Samara. She actually won the big pitch 2 years ago with her idea called Artist Cycle. She wanted to create a website where the artists can submit their ideas. Very creative.
We met in yeah, I remember.
You guys know each other. So I was just thinking, you don't have any questions?
Yeah, actually I have. Because you said that if you go to the starting point, you may do things different. I wanted to know what would be different. What would you do if you go back?
I would research more, not in terms of my market, but let's say if I don't know how to do, let's say I don't know anything about website building, nothing. for me, I thought the best way is to go for a freelancer and speak to him directly. Well, turns out it's best if you learn something about programming first and then contact the freelancers, because you will understand each other better and it will be quicker. Because with freelancers, they're very specific, so you give them a task and they do a task. So if you say, if you go on the front page, yep. As an example, I asked a freelancer to insert the picture here. You know what he did? He put the picture inside without actually resizing it, if it makes sense. So does it make sense? Or
no.
Yeah.
So basically, let's say I've asked him to put a picture. He put the picture here.
Oh.
So it was just a random picture in the middle and the black everywhere else. Okay. And you just go back to him and say, guys, a common sense. Why would you not resize the picture? He said, well, I completed my task. You asked me to. So this is just a simple example how freelancers work, but for you it's obvious. You just say, well, I'll ask you to insert the picture, resize it.
We have one Twitter question here from Yanis. He's asking, what is the best-selling item and what is the most expensive one?
The best-selling item is a book, because this all we sell is the book.
Which one is it?
No, general, our booklet. Okay. So, yeah, but it's quite funny. If you go to £25,
yeah. Something's wrong.
It's actually a really random thing, because I thought it would be something different. But go down a little bit. Down. It's like a makeup pouch. It should be somewhere. This one.
This one?
No, next to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Twilight pouch.
Yeah, it's very random. Oh. I don't know why people choose it, but...
what is that? Is that lipstick?
Yeah, it's like a makeup where you put your makeup stuff. And it's not handmade, but it's like...
So it's £25 for the pouch?
Yeah, and people seem to like it. I have no idea why.
Okay,
but
let's go to the £200.
Oh, go down? Go down?
Sorry, okay.
Oh, it was actually a yellow one. Yellow was more popular.
Okay.
But it's okay.
That's right. Okay, what is your most expensive item? So
they're all £200. So there's no, because it's pretty...
Did anyone buy anything from £200?
No.
At the moment.
No. The most expensive one...
You can be the first one.
The most expensive one we had 150.
150?
So, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Almost 200, but...
Now, sorry for interrupting, would you go more expensive as well?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because for us, it makes... It's lots of data research, which gets quite boring, but for us, if you think about men's behavior and women's behavior in terms of gift buying, women tend to think more about what they buy. So girls are more thoughtful in a way, but they don't spend as much money. Guys are opposite. They want to spend money, but they don't want to think about it. So they're like, here's £150. I don't care. Just, I hope she likes it. Girls, they're like, let me think. Oh, he might like this, he might like that. Oh, but I only want to spend £25. I don't know why, but it's kind of... So for us, if we concentrate purely on the guys, it makes more sense financially, because guys tend to spend more and they get the concept better than the girls do, if it makes sense. Not that girls don't get it, but yeah.
So that's why she's rebranding her entire website.
Now, for example, I mean, there are some, you said guys have problems to find the right gift, but they are willing to pay more.
Yeah.
Because they just hope that it's fitting.
Yeah.
Now, only if you have the image of having items which girls like or the women's like, which you can select for a high amount of money. Have you thought about maybe offering like a more personalized service where I can contact one of your customer services and I just
we'll have a concierge service.
My sister to you and then you say.
So it's again, nothing is done in a day. For us, nothing is done in a day. So for us, we will have a concierge service, and it will be. We actually will have editors pick as well. So if you generally don't know what to get, you go £25. Top sellers of this month, they would go and it will be all done for you.
Okay.
And yeah.
Is it possible to put in the several price categories?
No, because I mean, these people are asked for it, and there's one of those things which we try to do, but it's very hard in terms of bank transaction, because if I charge her £75 and if she redeems something for 25, it's just technical side in terms of banking and payment systems, which is quite.
I wanted to ask where your revenue come from? Is it from purchasing cheaper items and later selling like a package 25 or £200, or do you have another?
We have about 3 or 4 different revenue streams. So number one, we are commission based. So every single supplier we work with are commissioned. Second one is, second one, we do round up prices. I mean, it's not a big amount, but let's say some items, let's say they go, you can buy them on, I don't know, Amazon for $24.99. We sell it for 25, so we make 1 penny. Third one is actually unredeemed items. So you would have some books which haven't been yet redeemed. So treat it as a gift card in a way, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, about 30% of gift cards are unredeemed. So if you go to, I don't know, Selfridges and buy a gift card, 30% never gets redeemed and then they expires.
That's why they're so popular.
Yeah. So it's, in a way, it's not a revenue stream, but we still have to make it count.
You mentioned that you plan on going higher with your prices.
Mm-hmm.
Do you already know what kind of marketing you will do to get people to choose the higher price categories?
No. For me, I just go. I make it up as I go along. You just like see what works.
Have you thought about offering services as well?
Yeah.
Such as like spa visits or something?
Yeah. So for us, we doing experience is actually on some of them. I think for £50 we have like guitar lessons. Right. So we do like some really cool experience as well. But yeah, essentially we want to combine everything in one book: products, experience, and charities. So if you want to give a gift to Paul or to anyone else, you can say, do you want this ring? Do you want the spa experience? Or do you want to give your money to charity?
Yanis doesn't want to give Paul a ring. That would be weird, right?
You already did.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Anyway, so we're going to round it up, and please stay. We're going to have a networking event afterwards. I wanted to ask you a final question from my side. So it's quite inspirational that, in a way, you had not a very different idea. It's not a very technical idea. Not like Bill Gates or Apple Computers, like innovative in a one way. You just decided to give gift giving in a different way, so people just redeem it in a more like a gift card way. Yeah. And you didn't know how to program this. You completely didn't have no idea about any of the internet stuff, how to put a server domain and where to purchase this whatever.
Now I do.
Yeah, now you do it. And what is your recommendation or to these young, well, same ages, I guess, these people to actually to go with their encouragement in one way, I guess?
I think do lots of learning beforehand. So, and let's say if you, it depends on your idea. So if you tech orientated, so if you're actually building a platform, research startup, research technology, see what events, go to a few events, speak to people. Because for me, I like, in all honesty, people is the key. People is the ones who will make you a business. And then if it's product orientated, so let's say Taisia, if you make like ice cream or if you decide to make jewelry, there's an amazing company called Enterprise Nation. So they promote small businesses, and their events are great. You just it's run by, I think, Emma Jones, and she's amazing. She'll connect you to people in your industry. So if you want sell ice cream, she knows how to get you to Sainsbury's. She knows how to help you to go to Harvey Nichols and things like that. So it just depends which niche you work, and I would just say find a person who you can speak to, who will say, this what you do. But it's quite funny in a way that unless you go through it yourself, you wouldn't understand it. So for me, let's say 5 months ago, I had a guy, I've spoke to him, he said, don't bother with PR. And he's doing a, not similar company, but he's doing a different company, but he's been doing it for 4 years and he's really successful. So he said, in your stage, he said, don't bother with PR, it's too early. And I was like, yeah, sure, thank you for your advice. What happens? Months later, I get a PR girl. And I was like, yeah, let's get me into, like, us into publications. And then you realize, like, actually, we're not that interesting just yet. And then you kind of pay them and you're just like, now I understand what he meant. So unless you go through this process, you might not actually hear what the person's saying.
Well, as an enterprise study, as she said, finding the right people, this mix of people, is what it is that makes the business special. I think in enterprise study, what we try to do is create a hub or community of entrepreneurs and like-minded people who come here on every Wednesday and talk about these issues, ask some relevant questions, people who've done it, and meeting. Maybe in here, maybe you'll see your co-founder. And last Twitter question was, do you have a co-founder?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much, Ksenia.
Thank you. Does anyone doing any businesses? Any? Does anyone got like company starting? Anything starting? Anyone in mind? Anyone selling something? Planning to sell something?
Yeah, we're selling. Are you interested?
Yeah, what are you selling? I'll buy.
Anyways, let's come into
as long as it's not like a plane or